Welcome back, guys. Alex here with another video. Hope you're well. This is the aftermath of Revival. Did you go? Did you enjoy it? Did you see my cabs? Did you get to play them? For those of you that did go and did come up and say hello, thank you so much. I'm sorry if I was a little bit tired, but I had people coming up pretty much all day long. I didn't leave my cabs alone for very long because I had to man them. I had to coin them up every so often. So, you know, I was inundated by people just asking me questions about the cabinets and stuff like that. And, you know, it does get tiring, but it's thoroughly enjoyable just chatting to people about video games. I had a fantastic time. Martin arrived Friday morning. I could only fit how many cabs did I take? I took 4 cabs. So I took 2 cocktails, that's right. Sheriff and Sky Skipper. Didn't have room for the red tent, but luckily Andy from Arcade Club supplied the rest. So the cabs that you saw there, half of those were Andy's. So I've got to say a huge thank you to Andy at the Arcade Club for doing that. But it was a fantastic lineup of Nintendo games. I thought we had a great space there on a nice little U shape so everyone could just see them as they walked in. It was so cool. And it was just great seeing everyone enjoying playing Nintendo games, you know. It was a fantastic event. No hiccups really, none of the games went down. A couple of them had issues anyway before we even got there, but with all the noise, you know, you couldn't hear much anyway because Helifire's got a sound issue. Most people wouldn't even know that anyway. But it was great, no problems at all. I mean, again, the only thing I would say, it's very tiring, you know, when you're standing up all day. And then when you've had some food, you just feel like you want to go and lay down. But overall, man, what an event. I mean, what a awesome setup, Craig. So hats off to everyone that's got involved, especially Craig and his family, because I know how much work they put into it. And we do this, guys, for love. You know, we're not making any money out of this. It is the community thing. And I think a lot of people appreciated that, could see that. You know, because a lot of my friends from UK VAT go there. They bring their machines along. Just because they enjoy seeing other people play them. I know my good friend Vic brought his Q-Bert, which was awesome to see with a little knocker in it. I really enjoyed playing that. Martin brought his Dino King conversion, Asteroids, which looked absolutely amazing. Although still a little bit small. I'm not really into those cabinets, but still, it is amazing to see what people do with those Dino cabs. It's incredible. Dave Finster brought a load of Dino cabs as well, so hats off to those guys. Absolutely awesome display. Roger brought his ice cold beer. There was a lovely enduro racer there. Look, brand spanking new. And if you looked on the control panel, you could actually see the restoration, a small little restoration thread, and what the condition of that cab was like before we bought it. And it was a complete rust bucket. To go from that to where it is now, what you saw at Revival, is just amazing. So much hard work put into that machine. That was great to see. Chris CMP with his Vectrex lineup, that actually blew me away. I mean, I've seen Chris's Vectrexes before, but he had a new game he was displaying called Frontier, which was very similar to Sheriff. It still needs a little bit more work, but still amazing to see. I saw, what's his name? Cosmic Vector. What a lovely guy he is. Really into his Vector arcade games and his Vectrex, almost on a spiritual level, right? I mean, he's well into them, and he was just telling me about the whole depth of the game and getting your soul transported into the game and stuff like this. And he showed me a copy of Defender on the Vectrex, which looked unbelievable. I really enjoyed playing that. But the thing that blew me away the most was seeing MAME running all the Vector games like Black Widow, Star Wars, Asteroids, Space Fury, all those really weird, obscure Vector games, you know, that you got in the arcade being displayed through a Vectrex and you could play them, which absolutely blew my mind away. If they can actually get all of those on a cart, that's a complete game changer. I mean, absolutely incredible. Because a lot of those Vectrex games, the early ones, are not that good, to be honest with you. I prefer the homebrew ones. There's a couple of good ones. Scramble's good, Berserk's good, Rip Off, okay, is alright. But the others I'm not that keen on. but I do like the Homebrews Defender. Vector Patrol's really good. So yeah, I think that the Vectrex actually got a lot of potential to get really, really good. If they get that MAME set up on there, it'd be incredible. I've actually got one now. I'll show you that in another video. I picked up a Vectrex. So that was cool. Seeing Soul Funk Retro there, Matt, was great. I think he did really well. He was enjoying himself. Every time I walked past, he was smiling, so I think he did well. Who else was there? Tibby's workshop with her little coasters and little figurines was really nice. I think she did well. There was loads of stalls there. Alan was there with all his Japanese imports. Dave Perry, he's such an awesome guy. It was great to see him up on stage in his element, playing Street Fighter, doing a Street Fighter tournament. Really cool to see. The Retro Lords were there. Just so many people. I'm going to I'll forget a few, I know I am, but you know you are, guys. Everyone was just great. Everyone was really helpful. It was just a great event. But the highlight for me has to be meeting Julian Gollop, the creator of Chaos and Rebel Star and UFO, Enemy Unknown, some of my favourite games of all time. I actually got to sit down with him, have a curry with him at Revival, and have a good old chat about the good old days of Dungeons and Dragons and Traveller, which he used to play a lot. And he got to play my Sheriff and my Sky Skipper. Got a couple of pictures with him. I'll show at the end of the video. What a lovely guy. And I think he really, really enjoyed it. Enjoyed his talk as well. That was really good. I've got to say a big thank you to all the podcasters there. Phil and Paul from Maximum Power Up. Awesome. I had a great laugh with you guys. It was such a great day. The hotel incident. There was a couple that came back really late and they were arguing, and I ended up shouting at them in the middle of the night at 2 AM, telling them to shut up really loudly, and they thought I was shouting at them because they were chatting till the early hours. But it was such a great event. Retro Asylum for putting on all the talks. Sorry I missed the mash-up at the end, but I had to get back to wrap the cabs up and get them on the way. Who else was there? I saw Paul Drisk from RGDS, had a little chat with him. Who else? The old 10 Pence Arcade podcast, of course. Sean and Victim Ireland. Great to see them there, although I didn't get to play Juno First with Sean, which was a shame. That joystick wasn't right though. It was only a 4-way joystick. Juno First needs an 8-way to play that game. God knows how you got 600,000 on that. That's an incredible score of a crap joystick in there. But yeah, it was great. So many great things. Such a great day. I had a good chat with all the YouTubers. Tootie, floating about early in the morning looking for bargains. Had a couple of beers with him. Jay, Cybersnake, great to chat with you, buddy. Always good to see you, mate. I actually took my book along, my SNES book, and we were flicking through that for quite a while, saying, got, need. It's like the good old days when you were a kid, picking your favourite games out of the book. So yeah, all of you, Dave, Retro Dave and I didn't get much chance to talk to you, Dave, unfortunately. I don't know, you were too busy trying to get high scores on track and field. So many people, a lot of subscribers come up to me and said, hi, I watch your channel, great show and all that. So guys, thank you so much for coming up and saying hello. It was great chatting with you. You know, I'm a pretty easy, down to earth bloke. I just talk to anyone, you know. So it's nice of you to come up and say hello and play my games, because that was the whole point of me taking them there. So I really appreciate that. So many people. I'm just trying to think. John Studley, Jim Bagley were there. So many people. I just can't remember. It was such a great event. I didn't pick up much. I didn't have much money, to be honest with you, that weekend. I was waiting to get paid from the job. So I only picked up a couple of games for £2 and £1 each for the Sinclair Spectrum. I had to get this because I remember this back in the day. This was Combat Links. What an awesome cover. What a great box. I just bought it for that, really. It was only £1, look. And Commando, which is brilliant on the Spectrum. So yeah, that was my only pickups, guys, really. But overall, I did say to Rog, actually, I mean, it's so stressful getting those cabs up there, because one of the lifts broke, so we only had one lift. You can imagine everyone getting those cabs up there, and all the guys with all their games in one lift. It was just ball ache, it really was. They need to sort that out for next year. And at the time, I was starting to get a bit frustrated. I said, oh, I'm never doing this again. But when you see all the lovely comments coming in on Twitter and everywhere on UK VAC, how much people enjoyed it, of course I'm going to do it again. I probably won't take Sheriff again, because that was the only thing that made me really nervous, because it's such an old and very extremely rare game. You know, if someone damaged the bezel or the control panel, that's it. I'll never get another one. With Sky Skipper it's different, because it's a reproduction of the one at NOA, although the board's original inside, no one can get at that. But you know, the control panel and the bezel, I can get that replicated again. So I wasn't too worried about that. But Sheriff, it's such an old beast, you know, getting on now, and kids tend to sort of want quick reactions with games. They're used to fast reactions with modern games, and Sheriff is just not like that. You know, you have to drive it like an old car, a vintage car. You know, it's even got a slight delay in the game when you move left to right, because they couldn't move the pixels. They didn't have enough hardware to move the pixels and turn them around. So there is a slight delay. So it takes a long time to get into the swing of Sheriff. You know, it's got that dun 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 dun. You have to get into the swing, and then you can get into the game. And once you get into it, it's a really cool twin stick shooter. But I think kids found it hard work. Most of the people that I met really enjoyed it. So, cheers guys, thanks for playing it. So I won't bang on too much, because I have got a really cool walk around video that I've done, and it's about half an hour long, so that you can check out. I did a walk around with Duncan Woodward, with all his computers and consoles set up, which is unbelievable. I had to go around with him because he knows a lot more than I do about old computers, so it was great for him to do that with me. A little bit of Jim Bagley and other people putting their heads in front of the camera. So I hope you enjoy this, guys. This is Revival 2018, my walk around video. Enjoy. Alright guys, here we are at the Revival event, and this is the pinball section. It's not really big on pinball here at Revival, but they've got a small selection of machines here. Back to the Future, Black Rose, Creature from the Black Lagoon, AC/DC, Doctor Who, Family Guy, South Park, Batman, Game of Thrones and Tron. They're not switched on yet because the event's not open yet. But this is where it's all happening, guys. This is what we come to Revival for. It's absolutely huge. So we've got all the stalls going on here, Guitar Hero, loads of little independent stalls selling stuff. We've got little Timmy's workshop. She's making all these little coasters, little figurines. Look at all that there. Look. And then moving around here, we've got the console set up, M64 with GoldenEye, Burnout 3, got a Neo Geo MVS, really cool, like those, Tempest, we've got Saw Fun here, it's not here yet. What else? We've got some artwork here, PCBs framed, circuit board clocks, that's actually quite cool. What else we got? Most of it's undercover. That's why I thought I'd do this video early before everyone gets in here. We've got Mario Kart Double Dash on the GameCube, which is always great fun. And over here we've got the Candy Cabs, Daytona USA. Another little stall here with loads of goodies on. All this. Loads of cool stuff for sale here. Go down here, look, Daytona USA. MVS Neo Geo. We've got Alan. Hi Alan, how you doing, mate?
Hi,
just say hi for the channel.
How you doing?
Got the Astro Cities and the Egrets and the Blast Cities, which is cool. Which one's that? Is that Ikaruga in there? Or is that Death Smiles? No, it's Dude on Patchy. I'm not so hot on my Bullet Hells. That looks like Death Smiles, is it, Alan?
Yeah, Death Smiles.
Death Smiles, yeah. Then moving on around here, so we are at a football stadium, guys. Look at this. Don't want to be running about there on a lovely day like this. So we're in here. This is the star of the show, Asteroids. It's not on yet, is it? Can you quickly turn it on so I can show everyone? This is so cool. This is running on Asteroids original hardware, and it is a Dino King conversion. And it's done all the artwork to fit as well. Look at that, it's so cool. The control panel. How long did it take you to do that then, Martin?
about 3 months on and off when I was actually actively restoring.
Yeah.
And about 18 months in from
Really?
start to from idea
It's
to
absolutely awesome,
having it
mate.
finished.
Yeah, we'll have a go on that later. And there's a whole lineup of Dino Kings here, all converted into silly games. Cheers, Martin. I'll see you later.
See ya.
We've got Pang, Bubble Bubble, Wonder Boy. What's that one? It's got a see-through panel, which is quite cool. I'm not a big fan, but some of them are really cool. We've got Canada GT, Turbo Outrun, loads of cool console set up here. We've got Super Nintendo, Master System, Jaguar, Dreamcast, Sega Saturn. So much to see, guys. Let's have a wander around here. We've got all this lovely import stuff. This is Alan's stall. Got such cool stuff here. All import Japanese games for Super Famicom and Dreamcast, Sega Saturn. Some artwork there. Look at that. So cool. And then we've got more consoles here. Mega Drive, Mega CD. Lovely Super Nintendo, and we've even got a Nintendo scope set up. We'll go on that later. Operation Wolf. And we've got PC engines. Oh no, that's not PC. Oh, it's an Amstrad. NES set up. Another Master System. And then moving around here to my favourite part of the show. Oh, it's Jim Bagley. How you doing, Jim? What are you doing today, Jim?
Please, sir, can I have some credits on Sky Skipper?
You can indeed. Let me find the keys. Are you talking today, Jim?
Yes, 12
You
o'clock.
are? 12 o'clock?
So,
Cool.
if you're in the area, get down there.
Yeah,
have a little listen.
excellent. Right, I'll just go and give you some credits. I have to find my keys. Actually,
dear.
Rog, can you find the keys for Sky Skipper? They're in my bag.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just over there in that corner. So here we are. This is my little section here, the Nintendo Arcade. It's a fantastic lineup. We've got Space Fever here, one of Nintendo's first ever arcade games. We've got my Space Launcher, which is really cool, another really early Nintendo game. We've got my Halifier, another extremely rare Nintendo game. We've got the Red Tent versus Running Balloon Fight, Killer Instinct, look at that. We've got a lovely little 61 in a barrel, Donkey Kong styling, which is really cool. Patriots 10, Fix It Felix, Donkey Kong 3, Popeye, another Donkey Kong, Sheriff, Super Mario Bros. Pinball, and of course the Sky Skipper. Look at that lineup, guys, doesn't that look cool? So we've got Jim Bagley playing Sky Skipper. Is this your first time playing this, Jim?
No, I've played it before.
Oh, you played it before? Okay, cool. It's had a lot of play this weekend, but a lot of people didn't quite understand what was going on. See why it didn't do that well back in the day. It was just that little bit, maybe a little bit too complicated for some kids.
Yeah.
But Jim knows what he's doing. Got to bomb him, Jim.
Yeah, no. Oh.
That's it, do a dive. That's it, and another dive.
Do you collect that one as well?
Yeah.
It's a princess in it.
You can pass through them once they're knocked out.
Yeah, no.
Nicely done. He's running out of fuel. He's going to get that. He's got two more left. He's got a jack to get. He's going to refuel. Oh, he's going to lose his bonus though.
Where's the other one?
The other way, Jim, isn't it? Look at the bottom, it tells you where they are on the screen. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, it's good.
This is your favourite game, though, isn't it? You love
Yeah, I
Sheriff?
love this one.
Yeah.
This one's ace.
Yeah.
And obviously Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong, yeah. Did you see Chris's version on the Vectrex? He's
Yeah.
trying to do it.
Yeah.
Still needs a little bit more work, I think.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Made a good start on it.
Yeah, it just needs, I don't know, maybe more bullets on the screen or some sort of risk reward element on it. It's cool though.
Yeah,
A lot of kids love this.
Yeah.
It's like driving an old car, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Needs a Spectrum Max version.
Yeah. Cheers, Jim.
Yeah, nice one.
Right, guys, so that was Jim Bagley playing my Skyscraper, which is really cool. We've got another stall over here, we've got dance mat. Another stall over here. What's the name of your stall again, guys?
Every Bit Gaming.
Every Bit Gaming.
Every Bit Gaming.
Cool. What you got on sale here? Loads of PS1 games.
Yeah.
Super
PS1,
Spectrum.
Spectrum, Amstrad CPC, Mega
Yeah.
Drive, Game Boy, got a few imports.
Cool.
Pieces.
Have you got a shop online or?
We're opening a new web store hopefully next month.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So we've got an email sign-up list just at the end for people to sign up and get a 15% discount.
All right. Cool.
So
No, well, I just thought I'd let you have a plug on my channel.
appreciate it,
There you
mate.
go.
Thank you very much.
Look out for Nintendo Arcade.
Will do.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers,
Thank
dude.
you. More games here, look. Caveman. Is it Caveman? Just love Caveman. Master Systems. Just so much stuff, guys. It's hard to take it all in. Look at that. Right, now we're going to go into the next room now. This is down this hallway, which is this way. Oh, we've got a little SNES MIDI set up there.
Yeah, that's mine.
Isn't that cool? More games here. What's the name of this stall, guys?
Super Retro Bros.
Super Retro Bros.
Yeah,
Cool. And what you got? Pretty much everything.
pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Accessories, games, consoles.
Yeah. You got online store?
We have yet.
Yeah.
www.superretrobros.co.uk.
There you go, guys. Go and check 'em out. See you later.
Cheers.
Good morning.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. Right, we're going to go into another big section down here. It's twice the size as last year, which is great. Not overcrowded. I hope to see Soul Funk Retro if it's about. It's not here yet. All these consoles here. Right, whose is all these consoles? They're yours?
What, the computers? Yeah, they're all mine.
Wow. That's taking some setup, isn't it?
Yeah, took
Yeah.
ages.
So run through what you got here.
Okay. My BBC Micro is in the middle of having its power supply recapped at the
Right,
moment.
okay.
Acorn Electron with
Remember that back in the day, yeah.
with a flash game cartridge.
Yeah,
Got 48K Spectrum
yeah.
plus 3 Spectrum.
Right,
With
yeah,
discs, yeah.
nice.
Amstrad 6128 Plus.
Yeah.
The Commodore Plus 4.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one.
Is
that.
it?
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't sell well?
No, Commodore marketing mistake.
Oh, really?
Along with this next one. Now, this was the Commodore 16, my first ever computer.
Yeah,
The problem here was I wanted a 64 for Christmas,
Yeah.
and I unwrapped a 16 and thought, well, what the hell is this?
yeah.
But then again, it was all right,
Yeah.
but it was a Commodore marketing mistake. It was meant to replace the VIC-20,
Right.
but the C64,
Yeah.
which is this one, was already out, so
Yeah.
it was a missed opportunity, really.
Yeah,
So,
that one actually looks a lot better.
yeah. Then we've got, we're representing Japan here with an MSX1 and an MSX2.
Right, there's some fantastic games on that. isn't
Definitely,
there?
definitely, yeah,
For
and
its time, that was
definitely.
way ahead.
And I just wish that that had been around, more popular in the UK.
Yeah,
Had it
because
been,
it done really,
it would have
really
done
well.
really well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then coming round here, I got the Atari ST.
Atari ST, which was a big hit over here.
Yes, yeah, it was a big hit, but it's not as much of a bigger hit as what I'm going to show you next.
Right? Okay, right, tell me.
Well, first of all, we got the
Yeah.
Amiga 1000, which didn't do so well over in the UK, but in the US, it was the introduction of the Amiga series. Way too prohibitively expensive, but
Really?
you don't see them, so I brought it over.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
But then this is the thing that everybody wanted. the Amiga 500. Everybody
Big
wanted
hitter.
big hitter over here.
And that was
Everybody.
16-bit?
Yep, 16-bit. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much a revolution.
It was,
game
yeah,
changer.
and it was in 1987 when the 500 hit shores
Right.
over here, and yeah,
What
everybody
year did that come out then?
the 500 was 87, the 1000 was 85.
It was about the time I was leaving school.
Yeah,
I don't really remember.
see, these are actually both the same spec machines.
Yeah.
The 1000 and 500 were identical
Yeah.
tech spec, it was just that the 500 was cost reduced and they put everything down
Okay.
to less
So it made it
chips.
cheaper.
Yeah. Like 500 Plus,
Yeah.
which is 500 but with a few RAM expansions. That's Battle Squadron. I love Battle
Yeah.
Squadron. Got the 600.
Yeah.
I love that little machine as well. It's nice. And then we've got two PCs representing two different eras of PC gaming.
Yeah.
We've got a 8086,
Yeah.
which is basically the early PC stuff, 82 to sort of like 85, 86
Yeah.
era. And then we've got a 486, which is late 80s. So that is, well, late 80s, early
That's a good
90s.
representation
Yep.
of the whole of the lot, really.
Oh, and then I've got
Oh,
more
I've got
stuff
all of
this
this
side.
here, oh my God.
Not all of it's mine.
And
It's
this
stuff-
is this your repairman?
Yeah.
Because I've just seen him all weekend just repairing
Yeah.
shit. You're doing a great job, mate.
Yeah.
And then-
Some of this isn't mine, but we've got a couple of 1200s floating about. A CD32. That one isn't mine, but the
Yeah.
second CD32 next to it is.
Also, it's got an expansion on it or something?
Yes, it has. It's a device called an SX1. And
Yeah.
that gives the CD32 full expanded Amiga 1200 compatibility.
Wow.
It was very expensive and very rare at the time.
Yeah,
and I
I
was
bet it
lucky.
is expensive now.
It is, yeah. And I was lucky to get hold of that.
Really?
Yeah, that
That's
was
fantastic. They've become really popular in recent years.
Definitely,
haven't
yes.
They?
And
What have
then
you got here then, mate?
This is the Commodore CD-TV. This
Yeah.
was Commodore's first go at a CD-based console.
Yeah.
And the idea of this is it's basically an Amiga 500,
Yeah.
but with a CD drive instead of a floppy drive. It's well ahead of its time, but it didn't do too well because at the time Commodore didn't want to see it as a computer. They wanted to see it as a home multimedia entertainment system,
Right.
a bit like the CDI.
Yeah.
And
Didn't
it
do well.
Didn't do well.
No.
People looked at
I
it and
think
didn't
that-
know what it was.
You think companies would have learnt their lesson by
Yeah,
now, wouldn't
you
you?
would,
Because
you would.
it's like they all try and become these multimedia systems, and
And
then
they
the
don't work
games
out.
don't come out,
No.
and then it's like,
And that's the problem. And a lot of the games that came out were 500 versions
Yeah.
put onto CD with audio. That's not mine. That belongs to a friend of mine, the Atari Falcon 030. And
Are
they're-
these all yours then?
most of these are all
Yeah,
mine.
where do you store them all?
Kitchen cupboards,
Yeah.
under the bed, garage,
Typical
shed.
order, no.
Yeah.
It's all great.
This is my nicer Amiga 1200.
Right.
The two that I've got, and yeah,
That's
fully
lovely.
expanded this one. So yeah.
Fantastic, isn't it? It's amazing.
And then
collection,
this is the last one out of my collection that I brought, the Acorn Archimedes 3010.
I've heard
Now,
of this one. Is this something special?
had these at school. They're not.
Yeah.
Do you know what the weird thing is? It was very education focused, and
Yeah.
there wasn't a lot game wise for it.
Yeah.
But what did come out was good quality.
Yes.
And the thing is, tech spec wise,
Yeah.
it peed all over the Amiga, it peed all over the Ataris. It
Yeah.
was really good tech spec
Yeah.
wise, and a lot of that was due to the chipset.
Yeah.
But then there was certain stuff on it that didn't run so well.
Right.
So, but it's an excellent machine.
Yeah.
But
Running firepower, is it firepower 2000? I can't remember the game now. Is it?
this is Swift.
Swift, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent.
So,
and then
yeah.
more around here.
Yeah, these belong to some of the other guys who,
Yeah.
who I know.
Choppy
Obviously,
Edward in there. Excellent.
CPC6128.
Yeah.
I had one of those.
What is this?
This is
That's so
another one of those Commodore CD-TVs, but he's got it running through an amplifier. Yeah.
Trying to get some stuff on the Gotek stick.
Okay.
I ran through my time.
And we've got the luxury Amiga, the Amiga 4000.
Wow.
Now, I wish I owned one of those. Unfortunately, that was not mine, and I really
Yeah.
wish I had. But they're
Quite expensive, isn't
a
it?
grand up
Right.
for a good one.
Yeah.
And we got the Enterprise 128, which
Yeah.
is a weird machine. But what is nice about that is it can emulate Spectrum and Amstrad's games and to an extent. You
Yeah.
can do the screen modes and stuff. So
Got a lot of bright colours on that screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
A little
think that's-
joystick there.
yeah, those are not very nice. Those
No.
little joysticks to use, but.
No, it doesn't feel it. I thought it was going to give it a bit more give on that,
No,
but it's,
it's a bit-
quite stiff,
bit
isn't it?
rubbish.
Yeah.
The game
Oh, I
was
remember the Dragon 32.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's taking me back. What year is this? It's early 80s, isn't
So,
it?
yeah, somewhere like that. I think
Yeah.
it's probably about 83, 84, something like that. I'm not 100% sure,
I
but
remember my friend had one of those.
we've got some another Japanese system here, the Sega SC3000,
Yeah.
and
The
the Acorn Atom.
Yeah.
Acorn's first
Yeah.
computer.
Well, that's fabulous, mate. Well, thank you very much.
That's
for showing
quite
me
all right,
all
yeah.
All of those computers. I'm going to do the arcades now.
Yeah.
Fantastic collection.
And
dude.
I like your T-shirt as well with the old Sky Skipper stuff
Yeah.
on it. I caught the launch at Arcade Club,
Oh,
so
well done.
yeah,
Thanks
yeah.
for,
So
thanks for attending that, mate.
that's all right.
Cool.
All right, have fun.
Yeah, so look out for the video. Right, so we've got a Neo Geo here. We've got a Jammer cab with Pandora's box in there, Ridge Racer, Chase HQ, Thunderblade. It's quite a rare cab, I think, especially with the hydraulic sit down. Midnight Resistance with the rotary sticks. Outrun, Mortal Kombat, which is one of Craig's machines. He's done a fantastic job of that. The cab is absolutely huge. Look at the depth of this cab. It's massive. I wouldn't want to be wheeling that about. We've got Turtles, Simpsons. We've got Retro Gear over here. We've got Chris Wilkins. Chris Wilkins, this is my YouTube channel, Nintendo Arcade. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
What are you selling here today? Sorry to interrupt you.
I can
Come on, let's
unveil.
have a quick
I'll
look.
do the big unveil.
We've got the Crash magazines, the Ocean Hit the History, which I've got. Brilliant book that, by the way, Chris.
Thank you.
Is that another Oliver Frey book?
Yeah, that's
Has he released another one? 'Cause I've already
No, it's the
bought
same one, but
oh, it's the same one.
they're going to be here today, so
Oh, he's
they'll
going to be signing?
they'll be sitting. They can do some signage.
Oh, fantastic. And what else have you got? Anything
Crash
else?
Annual,
Crash Annual?
which we released
Haven't got
at
that.
the end of last year.
Can
And
you
we're
put one
working
of
on.
those aside for me? I'll
Okay.
definitely have one of them.
Well, again, I've brought John
Yeah.
Ollie here today. They can
Yeah.
sign it for you.
Yeah, fantastic.
Also got Robin Holt coming today, and we've got Mr. Roberts as well, who's in here.
Yeah, you had
Nick
John
Roberts.
Romero yesterday, didn't
Yeah,
you?
John Romero just popped into the train station this morning.
Did he?
Sent him on his way to Galway, yeah? So we were out last night with John and with Brenda, and Archie McLean came over as
Oh,
well.
cool. Is he coming today, Archer?
Archie's coming today as
Oh,
well.
brilliant. Yeah.
So he'll be on the Commodore panel a bit later
Did you
on.
get to speak to Julian Gollop yesterday?
No.
Oh,
The thing is, when you do all this kind of stuff,
yeah.
everything seems to happen in the background.
Yeah.
You only miss things. I wanted to speak to Shahid as well, but I missed him as well.
Oh, I managed to speak to Julian. He was
Yeah.
such a lovely guy. One of my guys I used to look up to as a kid. All of his games are
Yeah, yeah.
fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. All right, well, cheers then, Chris.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
showing us that. And then we've got over here, we've got Soul Funk Retro. Is Matt about, is he?
He's coming down in a
Is
moment.
he coming down there, was he?
Talking with people.
Is he?
You know how he is.
Yeah, well, I'll come back in a bit then. So remember around, you've got more computers, so much stuff here, guys. You've got the Revival Special Cab here, look at that. I think that's, someone coded this game. Now, who coded this game? Move Craig, using the joystick, actually Move Craig. He's the guy that runs the show here. It's got everyone that signed it on there, Archer, Jim Bagley, Oliver Frey. That is so cool, John Romero signed it there. That's cool, got a 720, don't see many of these in the UK. Very unique game with a really odd joystick. Operation Wolf, Terminator 2, Sega Rally, Neo Geo, Super Hang-On and Gauntlet. Used to love Gauntlet back then. Used to play this on the Isle of Wight. I remember I did a school trip there and we just stayed in the arcade playing that the whole time. It's so cool. But look at the artwork, guys. Because I was heavily into Dungeons and Dragons, this was just like, just so cool. Look at that. Beautiful cabinet, fantastic game. More arcades over here. Time Pilot. Gyrus. Right, this is your creation, isn't it? Tell us a little bit
That's
about
right.
this.
This is Pollinator. So this was inspired by Ice Cold Beer.
Ice Cold Beer.
Yeah, which is itself inspired by an old pub game, which
Right.
you drew a ball on the board with
Yeah.
a bit of string. It was really quite
Yeah,
cool.
so I played Ice Cold Beer. So you created this, haven't you?
Yes.
From scratch.
So this was done for Glasgow Mini Maker Fair, and it's a bit of a collaboration. So I built all the hardware, and we were building lots of 3D printers last year. So it's basically made out of leftover 3D printer parts, and And so I built the hardware, and I got a friend. She did a lovely voice over for it, and I got another mate who did the music for it.
Yeah.
And my mum painted the pictures.
That's fantastic. Can you give us a little quick go? Just show me.
Absolutely. Okay.
So basically, start the bottom here and just basically get it to the top in order.
Yes, you go for the yellow
So,
ball.
and that's represented with the colour, different colour light bulb, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, so you've got the yellow one, the first one.
Yeah.
And how many holes have you got to do? 10?
10.
10.
Yes. And I can do 8 on a good day.
And can you change the colours each go if you wanted to?
Yes.
You start like number 1 at the top if you wanted to.
Well, yes. Well, that's one of the things with the original. You kind of once you master it, that's it.
Yeah.
But because this is based on a Teensy, it's like an Arduino.
Yeah.
Well, I can reprogram it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to program in some sub games and change the orders and have time limits and have control reverses and have
The game
wobble
can be
and all
different
sorts of
every
things.
single time.
Yeah. So I'm going to make it so that, you know, if you master it and you can get to the top,
Yeah.
it'll give you a level 2 and it'll be full of all these
That'd be
weird tricks.
awesome. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That's
So
very clever. I just can't believe you've done this. Look at that. And your wife did
that
all
was
the,
my mum did the
your mum did
painting.
all the painting.
Yes, we did a kind of a little bit of a Van Gogh tribute on it.
And what's the meter here? What's that reading?
At the moment,
Is that
it's just jumping around,
Yeah.
but that's going to be part of the gameplay. So that's going to be a timer. So you've got to get to a hole within a certain amount of time, and it'll go dum 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 and shoot around.
That's a good idea.
But we haven't implemented that bit
Yeah.
yet.
So have you got much more work to do with this then?
It just keeps evolving.
Yeah.
It was originally started as a prototype,
Yeah.
but it's sort of morphed into an art project.
Right.
So it was my Christmas project, but you know we've been adding to it and adding to it and adding to it.
Absolutely,
And my mum painted him at the panel this week,
Did she?
so that was done this week for the fair for
That's
the show.
awesome. Well, thanks for showing us that, mate.
That's a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Right, Quinn.
Hey, how
How
we
you
doing?
doing, mate? We're going to come over and see you in a minute. So,
Awesome stuff. Yeah, come play with my mouth.
I'm working my way around. Who's this?
Games
How you
Animal
doing,
Champion,
mate?
I'm good, mate.
How you doing? You all right?
Good, I'm good, mate.
Enjoying the show?
It's been fantastic so
Yeah,
far. Just a
yeah.
little bit blurry-eyed this
Yeah,
morning.
it's hard work, isn't it? Chatting to everyone and stuff.
Yeah.
Who we've got Dave Perry again today, haven't we, on stage?
Dave Perry again. We've got Ian Lee's back today for the day, just for the crack of it.
Oh, is he just doing playing games and
We've
stuff?
got the Newsfield lot coming
Yeah.
over here for the chats. Dibs is doing an introduction of some kind. There's
Yeah.
more happening on the stage, competitions-wise, so everything's good today.
Fantastic. Brilliant. Well, thanks, mate. I'll see you around.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, Miss Pac-Man, Arkanoid, Miss Zachariah Phoenix, Hyper Sports, we've got Williams Multigame, Konami Track and Field, Defender, Burger Time, which is really cool to see. We've got a Euro Robotron. Been playing a little bit of that, but the screen is bringing in a little bit. You can't see your score, which is annoying. Scramble, and Zachariah, Juno First, which is cool. Even though it's got a 4-way joystick, makes it impossible to play. Got to sort that out, Andy. Crazy Kong, Mr. Do. We've got a beautiful Q-Bert in Isis cab. This is made by Victor Marland. He's done so much work with this cab. Look at this, guys. I think you might have seen this in my game room tour of his. Absolutely fantastic little game. Done a brilliant job of that, Vic. We enjoyed playing it earlier. Bomberjack, Pac-Land, Video Pinball. We've got Mr. John Studley here going for the perfect Pac-Man. You doing alright, John? Yeah, he's concentrating. I'm not going to talk to him. He does this every year. Such dedication. Such a top player. It's great to see him here doing this on his little cabaret for that. Good luck, John. Got 3DS here, like the little kiosk you get in the shop. We've got this is really cool. They had this set up as a Street Fighter 2 player with a link cable. Really rare. You don't see that. Well, you don't see it ever. We've got some little Game Boy here with the Konami arcade magnifier. A couple little Firefox F7s. Another stall. And we're moving over. We've got Quang in his game. So this is your game, Quang, is it?
Yes, indeed. This is my game, Mau Mau Castle.
Mau Mau Castle.
Castle. Yeah.
And how does it work then, mate?
So this is a game controlled by a Leap motion controller.
Yeah.
It's a hand motion controller, so it tracks where my hand is going. Where my hand is moving, the cat is moving.
Oh wow. So it's pretty easy for kids to pick up, isn't it?
Kids love this.
Do they?
Yeah, they do indeed.
And it looks a little bit like Space Harrier, doesn't it?
Highly influenced by Space Harrier.
Is it?
Definitely, for
That's
sure.
so cool. So what you've got to do, go through all the rainbows?
Yeah, so you make the journey way home to your castle, and you collect rainbows along the way, and
Yeah.
freeing your friends,
Yeah.
smashing through things, avoiding obstacles.
And is this easy to set up at home? Because I mean, what have you got here? What is this?
So this little sensor here is leak motion.
Yeah.
Below is a speaker.
Yeah.
That's speaker for the vents. So this is the vent version. So like if you went to an arcade, you played the big large version.
Yes.
This is what you would play in an arcade.
Oh, okay.
At home, it's gonna be a mobile game actually.
Yeah.
So you
Is
play
that what your plan is to get it in the arcade?
yeah, eventually.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Make a big arcade machine, take it to the ATI, show. No, why not?
That's awesome, mate. Well done. Really, really cool. Thanks for showing us, sir.
No problem.
Cheers, man. You've got some really cool artwork here. Look at this. Is this all your artwork, sir?
It is indeed. The Retro Draftsman.
Retro Draftsman.
Yeah, all hand measured off the original vintage stuff.
Wow. Are you
drawn
an
up to
architect
scale.
by trade?
I am a draftsman by trade,
I
yeah.
thought so.
But it's so much better buying drawing stuff like this than drawing buildings.
Yeah, I bet. I'm in the building game myself.
Yeah.
And, I know what you mean. No, it's very cool. Look at this. Oh, I love this.
Oh, the classic.
Oh my god, that is so cool.
I'm in the middle of doing oil panic as well.
I've got to have one of those. That is absolutely fantastic. Look at these guys. So what is it? The Retro Draftsman. There's his website.
That's it.
Check him out, guys. Look at all this cool stuff. Look at that. I've always wanted to see inside the Millennium Falcon. Here we are, look. So cool. Thanks, mate. And then another big star of the show. We've got Chris CMP with his Vectrex lineup.
Alex.
How you doing?
Good.
Look at
Busy
these.
day yesterday.
Right, well, tell us what we've got here. You've got your
Okay, this at the minute, if you wanted to come back later to see, this is just set up with the audio out into the speakers, a Vectrex arcade stick, side art by Michel Fiori.
Yeah.
Just Minefield at the minute, but
Yeah.
we're changing the games over. But from that Mac there, we'll have it later. We've got MAME.
Yes, I saw this
MAME running
yesterday.
through
He's basically running MAME into the Vectrex, even though it's just like a display. You can play
it's
it.
almost as it's displayed, but it's not just a display. It has got a Vec Fever, and that's part of it.
Yes.
So the Mac goes through the Vec Fever. It does part of the handling of the controls.
I mean,
and
that's a
then it's
game
running.
changer, isn't it? I just could not
Totally
believe
amazing.
I was seeing
Yeah.
Black Widow, Major Havoc, Space Fury inside of Vectrex.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Apart from the text flickers, but then you can just play it perfectly.
If they can nail that,
Yeah. And
that's
it,
going to
they
be
will.
incredible. That's
And
gonna be
it
a
works
huge
on its
seller.
side or vertically.
Yeah.
So we have this on its side.
Yeah.
A half a day running fine. Star Wars playing in a minute is awesome.
Unbelievable.
Got
Here
Jim's
we've got-
actual battle zone, so that's not mine, that's Jim's. It's called Stramash Zone, it's definitely not battle zone. So don't
Right, Jim who?
Jim Watt.
Oh, Jim
James
Watt,
G. Watt,
okay.
who runs the Vectrex.
Yeah, it's
Fancy
not
Night.
quite there yet. It's not that. I did have a go on it yesterday. You can see the
It's as good as you're going to get on the Vectrex.
really, there's not
yeah,
much more we can do.
There's some different modes and
Yeah.
things. You can turn clipping off and have your options.
Yeah.
It's
just finding it hard to draw some of the sprites, isn't it? Yeah. But it's still very cool that you've done that.
It plays nicely. It's got the box and that.
Yeah, there's the
About to
box.
come out, so that'll be available soon.
Yeah. Lumitral is an absolutely fantastic game. A lot of people saying it's even better than the arcade version.
Yeah, and Sean was saying it plays exactly the same, but it's actually a bit harder.
Yeah.
So
it's lovely, mate. I've got to get that from mine. We've got your game, Big Blue, which my daughter loves playing.
Yeah.
Oh, I like playing. It's great. Which one's that one in the box there? Is that
that's
a homebrew?
Frogger, yeah, homebrew Frogger.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
the ROM's been released, it's by Malband, so that anyone can download, run it, all the artwork's
There
there.
was a Frogger version on the
Same,
Vectrex.
same guy.
Oh, was
yeah,
it?
he's added music, made it better, better animation, better frame rate.
Yeah.
And then he's just, I think, like 10 copies of this he made and sent them to people in the community who sort of help the community. So I was really lucky, and he sent me one, yeah.
And then we've got Frontier, which is your latest game.
Yeah.
Still in development.
Yeah, Outlaw Hill is like Boot
Hill
and Outlaw.
Yeah,
and it's 2-player, but I've last 3 weeks probably I've done a game that started out inspired by Sheriff.
Yeah.
I don't think you've
There you
probably
go.
heard of that, have you, Alex? And
that is so cool. Look at that, guys. the Sheriff clone on the Vectrex.
Yeah. But I'll be adding stuff,
Adding music.
TNT,
Yeah,
quick,
no music at the moment.
quick draw round in between different sort of enemies and that. So yeah, got some ideas to make it different, and got some good feedback. So I'm going to change the control mechanism, be a bit more like Berserk.
No, it's awesome. Really, really cool.
Yeah, so it's great getting it in front of people though and get some feedback.
Yeah, it's Frontier on the t-shirt which I've got. Look at that lineup. Absolutely fantastic. Well, cheers, thanks for showing.
No worries, cheers Alex. Catch you later.
Here now. See what's over here.
Control it with your hand.
What else have we got? I think that's about it, you know. Well, we got there was a game set up here yesterday which I've got on the Switch. Can't remember what it's called. Another game here, Space Traders. It's a bit different. Oh, virtual reality. Where
am I?
You're in Warsaw. Right, so that's it, guys. That is my walk round. But I just wanted to go and catch Matt Soul Funk Retro if he's about. Oh, my hand's aching. So it's empty here at the moment because no one, the doors aren't open yet. Which is good. There he is. Matt.
How's it going?
How did you get on yesterday?
Really well, actually. Yeah, it was good.
Well.
It was fantastic. The event was great. I love it so far. Probably one of the best ones I've done. Yeah.
And what have been,
nice,
what have been the most popular pieces of art? Everything's been going, is it? Or?
It's been a mixture, really. I mean, I've tried to do more early stuff, arcade, 8-bit stuff. But it's been a mixture, really. I've not had one particular. Oh, all my outruns went. Like almost like immediately they all went. Yeah. Well, people love outrun, don't they? They all disappeared. But it's good. No, it was a steady stream. A lot of different mix of things, really.
I love this one.
A bit of Mai from King of Fighters.
It's so cool.
Always gets attention. It's brilliant. We had John Romero there yesterday, which helps as well.
You know, got a picture of you.
No, I'm going to say, cheers, thanks for that. So we're going to mix a few things up today, move things around so people. It's just so hard to show everything. That's the biggest thing, you know.
Well, have a good day, mate.
Yes. You too.
Catch you later. Cheers, Matt.
I'm surprised you go out last night.
Well, I was here till 11.
Oh, was you? Because I know a load of others went out, and I'm like,
that's hard.
I could not do that. I was like, I need bed. I need to go to bed. When you want to drink, let me know.
Well, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the walk round video. I don't know what's going to happen next year. I think Revival really needs to stay at that level. I don't want to see it get any bigger because it is a community thing. I don't mind if it gets a little bit smaller. I don't mind if it stays the same, but I don't want it to get any bigger. I think what the size of it was, the community that was there, I think it's just perfect, to be honest with you. Because it is a community-based thing. I think as soon as you start getting bigger, you're going to have to start getting in sort of stalls that don't really relate to the event itself. You know, you don't want to see people walking around with foam swords and stuff like that and cosplay and all that. I think it is a retro event, Revival, and I hope it stays that way. But maybe we can mix it up. I mean, I've got some ideas that I want to introduce to next year. I'd like to see like an arcade competition of some sort, of 10 cabs and a prize at the end or something like that. I think that's really good because we have some great players in the UK, and it just brings the community together. And maybe have a SNES competition as well. You know, that would be another great idea, you know. So it definitely happen again next year, but just maybe mix it up a little bit more, do something a little bit different. But to get all those guys there from the industry, you had Ian Lee there, you know, John Romero, so many people. To get all of them there that weekend, I thought was an incredible feat. So again, I've got to say a huge thanks to Craig and everyone involved in organising it, because it was a massive task. So that's it for this week, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. My next video will be a Super Nintendo video. It's about time, isn't it? So look forward to that. I've got loads of games to show you. So see you very soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.